an unforgettable experience for two in Las Vegas, including round-trip airfare, 4-star hotel accommodations, and a pair of tickets to UFC 317, plus exclusive access to additional fan experiences and special prizes for second place and runner-up winners. Enter now at UFC.com/Dreamweek for your chance to win.
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
He is a sniper, a master at knocking people unconscious.
He's an absolute killer. And this is the toughest opponent he's ever fought. Merab Dvalishvili is a mauler.
Incredible when you watch him melt guys.
He's a machine. He literally is.
Dvalishvili is going to wrest the title away. We will see that rematch.
You treat me like the enemy.
Sean O'Malley, bring him here right now.
Let's go.
Merab Dvalishvili.
He's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet.
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Legit knockout power.
Try to bring me down, I can't see.
The queen is home, and she's coming for that gold.
Kayla Harrison.
She's such a beast.
Juliana Pena.
She's the best bantamweight in the world.
This is my belt. Come and get it.
2 championship showdown.
Welcome to the UFC 316 press conference. UFC 316 goes down on Saturday, June 7th at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Tickets are on sale Friday, April 18th at Ticketmaster.com. We start with our co-main event with the UFC Bantamweight Championship on the line. Up first, a destructive force who's been dominant since her UFC debut. There was little doubt that she was destined for this golden opportunity from the minute she stepped inside the octagon. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2-time Olympic judoka gold medalist, Kayla Harrison. And for the champion, a woman who has gone through the fires of the 135-pound class. She holds wins over some of the biggest names to ever compete in the UFC. She is the 2-time women's bantamweight champion of the world, Juliana, the Venezuelan vixen, Pena. And now for our main event, a rematch for the men's UFC Bantamweight Championship. Making the walk first, one of the biggest superstars in the sport who has revenge on his mind. He won't just shut your lights out, he'll do it in style. This is the former UFC Bantamweight Champion of the World, Sugar Sean O'Malley. And his opponent, a no-quit, non-stop action fighter who is putting together an all-time resume. His pace has yet to be matched, and he holds the record for the most takedowns in UFC history. He's on a 12-fight win streak and has shown no signs of slowing down. Coming off his signature winning title performance in January, here is the UFC Bantamweight Champion of the World, Merab the Machine Dvalishvili.
What's up, guys? Thanks for coming out today. Who's got the first question?
I'll start with the champion, Merab, straight ahead. Before we get into the actual fight, I have to ask, you're wearing the jacket. It seems like you have a Sean doll with you. So I guess, what prompted this attire and to bring that out?
Say one more time, please.
Just asking about the jacket and this doll that you brought out.
This is a little joke, of course, but I'm dead serious for this fight. We all know Sean. He's a good fighter. He hits hard. I felt that, and he will make some adjustments, and he's gonna looking for finish, and it's gonna be a good fight.
And after you beat Umar, it seems like you could have had your pick with any contender in the bantamweight division. I think a lot of people were surprised that it was the rematch. So why was this the fight that you wanted against Sean O'Malley?
Like Sean said, he was injured. So let's see. Now he's saying he's gonna be 70% better. Actually, I wanna see that, and I'm not looking this fight easy fight. He hits hard. Only me and him, we felt inside the cage how fight. I was game. I have a good game plan. My game plan was working good. Now he's gonna make some adjustment, and he will have a different game plan. We all know he hits hard. He finishes people, and I gotta keep up hard work. It's actually hard, you know, fight same guy. It's my first rematch in professional career, so I gotta make sure I gotta keep up hard work, and we all see it's gonna be good fight for sure. He's gonna looking for finish. I'm gonna looking for finish, and we will see. Thank you, everyone.
A question for Sean, straight ahead. You know, you made it known that you were dealing with some injuries in that first fight, even especially after the fight. I think fans expect you maybe in the fourth quarter of this year take some time off, like you said. So I guess physically, how are you feeling with all of these life changes that you've made?
Feel good.
You know, when your other rematch that you've had against Chito Vera after the first fight, you had to wait several years to kind of prove that that was a fluke, and then you put on one of your best performances here in Miami. So I guess, how are you approaching this rematch with Merab, and what adjustments have you made that, you know, Merab has been alluding to?
Yeah, I'm very grateful to the UFC to give me a rematch so quick. You know, it's an excuse, call it what you want. I fought Merab with one leg. Like, I tore my hip 10 weeks before the fight, and yeah, that's just what happened.
Then my final question for Dana. Dana, straight ahead. You know, like I said, Merab could have had his pick against any of these bantamweight contenders. So for you, why was this the fight that you felt should have been made?
This is the fight that people wanted to see. Except for these 6 guys over here. Go ahead.
Question for Juliana. Juliana, since Kayla came into the UFC, it's almost been spoken about as fact that she was going to fight for the title. Do you think that was a fair assessment of her skills, or do you think maybe there is a little bit too much hype around her?
You know, I think that at the end of the day, it's very apparent that she was ducking Chris Cyborg in the PFL. I don't know anyone that would pour in that much money to one specific person like Don Davis to have her as the face of his brand, and then only for her to not forego her contract at the PFL. She was running from Chris Cyborg, everybody knows that, and of course, because she had such a big name there, she was able to jump the line in front of all these other women that had put in so much time and effort into making this bantamweight division great. So, do I understand it? Of course. The machine is a moneymaker. You know, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. And at the end of the day, this fight makes sense, and that's why it's being done. But no.
Kayla, just curious about your response to those accusations and comments.
Listen, I'm not ducking anybody. I'm not running from anybody. I came to the UFC because it's the best organization in the world. And according to that, you should be the best fighter in the world. And on June 7th, we're gonna find out.
That's what they all say. That's what they all say.
Kayla, obviously the goal is to win the belt, but would it be a little bit sweeter to be able to win it off Juliana, considering the little bit of needle between you two?
Oh yeah, I'm getting paid to have fun right now. I'm getting paid to put an elbow right through her skull.
That's what she thinks, but at the end of the day, how are you going to beat me, Kayla? How are you going to beat me? You literally are gonna be, first off, actually, I wanted to know, are you okay, honestly? Because I know that you have to like piss blood, spit blood in order to weight drain yourself, you weight bully, to make this division in the first place. This is gonna be your first fight at 135 pounds. You don't get God making that extra pound from 137 to 136. You have to make 135.0, and it's the first time that you're in a 5-round, 25-minute fight in my world.
It's not the first time I'm in a 5-round fight, sweetie. Do your homework.
Okay, do your homework. You're fighting a bunch of grandmas that are ready for the freaking wheelchair.
First I was ducking Cyborg, now I was fighting grandmas. Which
first
is it?
pro to five fights. Girls that have never ever fought again after they fought you.
Listen, you better thank God for that extra pound. You're gonna need every little thing you can to help you.
How are you going to beat me, Kayla? How are you going to beat me? You're gonna lay on top of me for 25 minutes? Good luck. You're gonna knock me out? You're gonna knock me out? Good luck. I think we saw right there how you doing, Amanda. She wasn't able to knock me out. I've never seen you knock anybody out. You're gonna knock me out? You're gonna submit me? You're gonna win in a dogfight? Good fucking luck.
Actually, that brings me on to my next question. I did notice Amanda Nunes was sitting down here. You know, there's a trilogy been discussed. Kayla, you and Amanda's always been discussed. Could the winner be the person to draw Amanda Nunes out of retirement for a massive fight later this year?
Is that for me?
No, it's to Kayla and Juliana, but if you want to answer.
No, I'll answer that. At the end of the day, Amanda hates Kayla more than she hates me. That's a fact. She wants nothing to do with me, and she wants to fight Kayla. That's why she's sitting in the back, and as Dana said, she retired a little bit too early. She's waiting to see what happens, but she wants to fight Kayla more than she wants to fight me because she knows that that's a big freaking fight, and it's going to be a long night in the office, just like Kayla knows. That's why she's being a lot nicer than you guys have ever seen her before.
Another one for you, Juliana. In your first reign, you were not able to get a title defense. If you're able to defend the belt this time around against someone of Kayla's stature, would this make it a more satisfying title reign this time around?
At the end of the day, I'm just out here to do my job. It's not the first time I fought a gold medalist. The last time I fought an Olympic medalist, I put him to sleep. So it's nothing but another day in the office for me. At the end of the day, I'm going in there to have fun. I'm a dog. I'm uncomfortable up here right now. I want to get locked inside the octagon. I want to get locked inside the octagon.
You fought a 40-year-old Olympic silver medalist. You got your ass kicked
40-year-old? You are like a 40-year-old. Aren't you like 41 years old? I'm pretty sure you lie about your age. Pretty sure you lie about your age.
And for you, Kayla, obviously we've been wanting to see you fight for the UFC title since day one, but having these two UFC fights to get the experience, kind of get more comfortable with the environment, how much is that going to enhance your performance this time?
None of it doesn't matter. I'm coming for my belt. Giuliana's going to
It's not your belt. It's not your belt.
It doesn't matter.
Your belt is at PFL.
I've been competing on the biggest stage in the world since I was 20 years old.
Last time I checked, it was an MMA fight, not a judo match. Get your facts right, sweetie.
I'm gonna.
And just
Me too.
One more for Sean O'Malley. Sean, I know you talked on your podcast a lot of life changes, and off the back of that, Merab said he took your fans, he took your belt, and he made you humble. Did he humble you, or do you think these changes to your life would have come regardless of the outcome of your first fight?
I don't know. I don't got much to say. I'm excited for the rematch. You know, I truly, truly believe in my skills. I know I'm gonna beat Merab.
Question for Sean O'Malley. You represent the state of Montana. Your people love you so much. How special is it to represent Montana on the East Coast again?
Yeah, I mean, this fight reminds me of the Aljo fight where everyone was counting me out. And, you know, I went out there and put his lights out. So, you know, I'm feeling similar to that fight.
And question for Merab. Last press conference, we had a little laugh about jacuzzis. You got to share a jacuzzi with Sean O'Malley. Tell me what that was like.
I have a good time in jacuzzi with Sean O'Malley. Hopefully I'm gonna win again, and we're gonna spend more good time in jacuzzi. It's gonna be even more sweet.
All right, this question's for Kayla.
But Umar not welcome in my jacuzzi.
This question's for Kayla. Kayla, a lot of people don't think you will stay at bantamweight for long due to the aggressive weight cut. What are your thoughts on this?
I signed a contract, you know, the weight class is 135 pounds. I plan on going in there, becoming UFC champion, and reigning for a long, long time.
Not if I can help it. Not if I can help it. She knows that she's scared. She's pissing blood already just thinking about it. You look hungry, Kayla. You look hungry. You look like you need a walking taco.
Yeah, I'm hungry to whoop your ass.
Yeah,
8 weeks from now, you're going to find out.
Yeah, we'll see. You look.
Nothing tastes as good as gold feels, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you look like you're leaning out into the division real nice there. You're looking a little skinny. I like it. You need a walking taco, I think.
Who's got the next question?
All right, my second question is for Sean. Sean, some people say you're getting something called Dana White privilege, that you're getting a quick rematch without really proving yourself as a champ. What do you think about that?
Thanks, Dana.
Go ahead, who's next?
Sean, a year ago, you were in the same arena in a war against Vera that you won. Amazing fight. Everyone in Miami loves you. Do you think you came back a little too fast for the next fight?
I wouldn't call that a war, but no, I don't think I came back too fast, you know. No.
Do you think when you're going to be in Newark with all those New Jerseyites out there, are they going to support you like the Miamians did here?
Yeah, I don't know. It's full circle. Newark's where I watched Henry and Aljo fight, and I got the winner of that fight. That's where I handed Merab my jacket, and you know, it's full circle.
Thank you.
Dana, over here.
Go ahead.
Amanda Nunes is sitting right there. You've said that you believe she retired a bit early. Do you think she fights again?
Do I think Amanda Nunes fights again? She just said yes.
And question for Kayla. There we go.
Which means that me booing her in Canada was right, because I knew that she was retiring too early, just like Dana said, and just like you guys are all seeing. She's not done. She's just sitting there in the sidelines to see what happens, because she didn't want to fight that trilogy fight like I was asking for.
Kayla, you didn't get to answer the previous question when they asked you about Amanda. Should you beat Juliana Pena? Do you think that's the next fight, you versus Amanda?
Absolutely. I think Amanda and I both know that that's what's going to happen.
And real quick one for Merab.
For the belt.
Merab, this time around, the build-up with Sean O'Malley is a little bit more tamed, right? Do you enjoy that, or do you prefer to have a little bit more fire going into a fight?
It's definitely different feeling, because last time we fought, he was disrespecting me, he was talking trash, and I was saying like, I'm gonna show you, and I did show. This time he's very humble and very respectful, and it's hard for me to like to take it serious, but I'm gonna do my best to keep it professional, and you know. I know he's gonna make adjustments, and it's gonna be different fight. I know he's gonna stop my takedowns, and it's gonna be interesting fight, and I'm excited to see too. And I'm gonna make sure I gotta keep up hard work.
Yep. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Question for Merab. Merab, you recently said that you would like to go up to featherweight, but you don't want to face Volkanovski because you love him too much, and he's a very good fighter. If Diego Lopez wins this weekend, would you think about going up to featherweight?
Oh, you put me in bad spot, my friend. Yeah, let's see. First, I have to win against top opponent like Sean O'Malley. You know, like I said, he will have a different game plan. I have to win this. Yeah, and I like Diego Lopez too, but I would like to fight him. But he's fighting Volkanovski. I think Volkanovski going to win tomorrow. Even. Yeah.
Another one, Merab. In your last fight, you gave him some kisses. It was playful. But are you also prepared for Tim Welch to be in his corner, calling out your name again, and some other dirty tactics?
Yeah, this time I will ignore. You know. Now, no, I don't. Let's see. Maybe more kisses, a little bit, maybe a little bit slap to the ass. We'll see, but no. I'm talking like cocky now. No, it's gonna be good fight, guys, and I gotta make sure I gotta win. I gotta win this fight. Sean O'Malley, like he said, he's gonna be 70% better, and he quit lots of things, and let's see how it's gonna help. We'll see.
Question for Sean. Sean, Merab has the best cardio in the UFC. Are you going to do anything in particular to improve your cardio and keep up with Merab over 5 rounds?
I mean, he does have great cardio. I did win 2 of the last 3 rounds that fight. I mean, according to the judges, sorry. Yeah, he's got great cardio. I'm working really hard. I'm excited to go out there and perform. I did!
We got one more. We got one more up here? We got no more? What? Go ahead.
All right, this is a question for Dana. Dana, I'm a 17-year-old kid, and I've flown all the way over from Australia because I wanted to prove myself worthy of being a new UFC interviewer. And I've interviewed all your biggest fighters, Israel Adesanya, Daniel Cormier, even Nina Drama, and everyone is sick of the media. Everyone is sick of being asked the same old questions. And
You're doing great, kid. Keep going. What do you got?
I know the last time someone asked for opportunity at the press conference, it was a fighter. I think it's now time to give the opportunity to someone outside the octagon.
But what is it?
Who?
Sorry?
Did you say give somebody from the media?
No, can I be a UFC interviewer? I've interviewed everyone. I think I'll be the best.
Got it. I fucked up. I should have ended this thing 5 minutes ago. Yeah, come down here. We'll talk.
Yes.
We're going to rip this stuff out of here and do face-offs.
Sean O'Malley. He is a sniper, a master at knocking people unconscious.
He's an absolute killer. And this is the toughest opponent he's ever fought. Rob Dvalishvili is a mauler.
Incredible when you watch him melt guys.
He's a machine. He literally is.
Dvalishvili is going to wrest the title away.
And no!
We will see that rematch.
You treat me like the enemy.
Sean O'Malley, bring him here right now.
Let's go.
Rob Dvalishvili.
He's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet.
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Legit knockout power.
Try to bring me down, I can't see.
The queen is home, and she's coming for that gold.
Kayla Harrison.
She's such a beast.
Juliana Pena.
She's the best bantamweight in the world.
This is my belt. Come and get it.
2 championship showdown.
Jose. Pretty fiery and testy with the ladies out here a few minutes ago, huh? You guys enjoy that press conference, yeah? All right, so as you guys know, coming up top of the hour, we have our ceremonial weigh-in for UFC 314. I would like to hear some noise. How many of you believe Alexander Volkanovski is going to regain the featherweight throne? All right, if you just made noise, you cannot now make noise for Diego Lopez, but who likes Diego Lopez? We think Patty Pimblett takes Michael Chandler's ranking, or what? All right, well, we are very excited for all of that, but right now it is my absolute privilege to bring out a very special guest. One of the hottest free agents in mixed martial arts is bringing his act to the big show in the UFC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome decorated wrestler, former Bellator fighter, now in the UFC where he belongs, Aaron Pico. I mean, how good does Aaron Pico look head to toe right now? It's great to see you, man. So this is very exciting for all of us in the UFC family to have you in the fold. I think a lot of us remember all the fanfare that accompanied your pro debut. So how excited are you to finally be here in the fold and to test your skills against the best fighters in the world?
No, I'm super excited to be here. It's been a dream come true, but I've been saying it for a while. You know, I'm not here for a participation medal. I'm here to be the best in the world and become a UFC champion. So I know I got my work cut out for me, and I'm just so excited to be here in front of the fans. I'm new here, so take it easy on me, but we're going to have some fun.
So in terms of your free agency, when you hear Dana White be asked about Aaron Pico and he says, I'm definitely interested, what is that moment like to hear him publicly say that for you and your family and your supporters?
Yeah, it feels really good. I mean, Dana White is the best promoter in the world. The UFC is the biggest organization, and it just feels good to be here. You know, I can promise the fans one thing is I will put on the most exciting fights. If you go back and watch my knockouts, you watch my past, I'm an exciting fighter, so.
So Movsar Evloev was a name that it looked like might show up in your bracket. It does not appear that that fight is going to be May 17th, perhaps because he was not ready nor willing. But what can you tell us about how soon we might see you in the octagon and why that maybe won't be the matchup?
Yeah, both Movsar and I agreed to fight, and he's a very good fighter. And I was really excited for that because a lot of people don't realize that I grew up wrestling. I spent a lot of time in Dagestan, Chechnya, all over the world wrestling. So I was ready to fight Movsar, and it didn't happen for whatever reason. But hopefully, in the near future, I could fight.
I'd imagine you'll be with us tomorrow night, Octagon side, watching one of the biggest nights in featherweight history. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're happy to have you there. I believe we might have some microphones. Yeah, go ahead, Jose.
So obviously, Aaron, people that have been covering this sport for a long time remember when you were signed to Bellator when you were 0-0. So I guess, was this always the end goal? Because I even remember back then you would talk about how like you looked up to George St. Pierre, you were training with John Jones and everything. So I guess, was this always the end goal, even back when you were in Bellator?
Yeah, absolutely. The end goal was always to be in the UFC. And I think for any fighter just starting out, this is where they want to end up. I mean, they got the best fans in the world. I mean, just look around. Everybody's here. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just so excited to have the platform to show that I'm the best fighter in the world. And you guys are in for a treat. So let's get something booked soon.
And obviously, you know, you said you and Movsar both agreed. A lot of people view him as the #1 contender who could be fighting for the belt next. We don't always get a Q&A with newly signed free agents. So are you feeling the machine of the UFC behind you this early?
Of course. I mean, to get Movsar right out the bat or just have that name, I think the UFC knows I'm exciting and I'm capable of becoming a UFC champion. So I got to be ready.
You know, with all these free agents signings the last several years, with Kayla, MVP, Michael Chandler, you know, they said the same thing where they know their fighter fans that only watch the UFC, and maybe they didn't know Michael Chandler or Kayla Harris. So I'm curious, what has been the fan reaction and reception to the signing?
I'm sorry, say that louder.
What have you made of the fan reception and reaction to your signing? Because I'm sure there are people that have never watched Bellator and have only watched the UFC.
Yeah, this is it's been crazy. When the news broke that I signed with the UFC, it's been a lot of media, a lot of attention. some people say good things, some people say bad things, but at the end of the day, just wait till I fight.
Aaron, I know we had spoke earlier this week about you coming out here potentially, and here you are, I guess, going to the fights tomorrow night. What are you looking to take away from seeing the most elite featherweights in the UFC from up close and personal?
I think it just gives me an opportunity to study. I mean, I'm a big student of the sport. To see them live I can learn a lot. And I think the biggest thing for me is just getting used to the atmosphere. I mean, coming from another organization, yeah, I fought in big crowds, but I never fought in front of UFC fans. They've been telling me that the UFC fans are a different breed, and they are.
And since the signing, I mean, has there been anyone in your life that has come to you that's given you like a strong piece of advice about this next chapter? John Jones, anyone else on your team, coaches, anything like that?
Just stay out of trouble.
Question for Aaron. At Media Day, a lot of the featherweights had some really nice things to say about you as a human being and your skills as a fighter. Out of the UFC featherweight division, who do you see as your toughest matchups?
That's a very good question. They all are tough, and the feeling is mutual from what they said. I have a lot of respect for them, but everybody's tough. Honestly, I don't have a clear answer for that one, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. And one question for John Anik. If you could match up Aaron with anyone in the division, who would it be?
Well, I want to let the dust settle this weekend, right? Because I have said that this fight card, Saturday night, not since Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo have we had a bigger night in the UFC's featherweight division with all these fighters competing. I like the Movsar Evloev fight. I think that makes a lot of sense, but there are a lot of guys near the top of that division that I think would pique the interest of Mr. Pico. I'm just excited to see him knock a man out so I can drop a Pico at the top of my fucking lungs, if I'm being honest. All right, we got any more questions? Yes.
Right
Go
here.
ahead. Yes.
Hey, Aaron, welcome to the UFC. Given the fact that you have a wrestling background, but you've also trained with the likes of Freddie Roach, and you have a very boxing-heavy approach, seeing the success that Ilia Topuria had at the 145-pound division, how far do you think you can go, and how soon can you achieve that?
I think I can be champion within a year. I know that's a bold prediction, but I truly feel it. Ask Freddie Roach, ask Miguel Cotto, ask Jose Ramirez, Ryan Garcia. They all know that I can box, and Topuria has really, really good hands, but I don't think it's at my level, if I'm just being completely honest.
Your left hook to the body is one of your signature moves. How do you think that's going to help you in this division?
Well, I think it will help in any division. Anytime you hit somebody in the liver and they go down, it will help you out. So, yeah, I'm really known for my hands, and that's what people like to see. They like to see people get basically demolished by punches, so that's what I'm here to do.
The fact that Movsar Evloev was mentioned, and it was a fight that was pretty much close to happening, it tells you the expectations the UFC had out of you. Does that bring extra pressure on you, given the fact that this is all so new, but you've been thrown into the sharks so quickly?
Yeah, it's a good question. It is what it is. Pressure is always there, so unless you don't like pressure, you're in the wrong sport, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I think that's going to do it. We are very excited to have this man in the UFC. They say pressure is a privilege. It's been on this man since his pro MMA debut. How about a hand for the newly minted UFC featherweight, Aaron Pico?
Without a doubt, the most accomplished featherweight champion of all time.
He really is a legend in the game.
Diego Lopez!
He has the chance to chase greatness.
But to become a legend, you have to take one out. Iron Michael Chandler! I'll see you at the top! Paddy the Baddy Pimblett! Out below the roof. Anticipation for UFC debuts does not get much bigger than this.
Yair Rodriguez. This guy is so dangerous.
Big fight